Hi all, I'm Simeon Iliev, and in this educational video I'll try to show you how you can create your first simple Java program right now in less than 15 minutes. And we will do this by following this tutorial, and the link to this tutorial I'll make sure that it's mentioned in the video description below. And following this tutorial we will create very simple Java program which does super basic authentication of a user based on his family name. Plus, we'll do some other fun stuff. The intention of this video is more to inspire and to motivate you. If you want to become Java programmer or just software programmer, just to inspire you and show you how easy you can start learning Java or start with programming in general, and that it's not impossible but rather easy. And of course, Java is one of the most used languages in the industry, in the software development industry currently. So if you become a professional developer, you'll be easily finding a job and be satisfied with that job, including from the salary perspective. So hope this video motivates you and uh, be a starting point for you of a path where you become Java developer. And how this tutorial will work. So first we will make sure we have development environment. After that we will copy this code or write this code, and we will brainstorm on it, explain how it works, we will execute it, and if all is okay, we will copy the other parts of the code uh, over here and do the same. Well, you should see that well, this piece of code here is extended by this piece of code here. Basically, our application is consisting of different sections. So this is the first section, then this is the second section, and this is the third section. So basically, in the end, our program will look like that. And I hope by end of this tutorial you understand what this code here does and how it works. And actually, I hope you'll be able and hopefully confident to change different parts of it and play with it, execute it, change stuff, play with it, and understand how it works, all of it. So let's start, and the first thing we need to do is to um, make sure we have development environment. And for the purposes of this tutorial and just to make our life easier, we will just use online development environment, online integrated development environment. Um, it's called onlinegdb.com. And if this doesn't work for you, you can use this one here, compiler.run, and all the steps basically should be the same. So let's go to this development environment straight away. And if it loads something like that in that way, it means that it's okay and it will work for the purposes of this tutorial. And if you want to see this information on how to use this online development environment with Java, plus super short intro on classes, methods, and main methods in Java, you can check my other tutorial. Write your first lines of Java code right now in less than 5 minutes. Just follow this link in YouTube, and enjoy it. And for the purposes of our current video, we will just explain the same things again, what I did in the previous one. So basically this is online integrated development environment, means we have the tools to write code. This is our text editor where we write our code. Means that we have the tools to execute, debug, save, beautify our code with the tools and buttons over here. Then we have a place down here where we can see the outputs, the results, or where we can um, make some inputs to our program. Basically, this will be our interactive console. There's some other stuff on this part which we will not use, so I'll just expand my code editor here. And one of the first things that we need to do is to change the programming languages. The programming language, because well, our tutorial is for Java, and um, the code that was there was not Java. So we need to make sure that here from this drop down, language drop down, Java is selected, and you should see something like that. And just to make sure everything works, you need to click the run button. And if you see this green text here, program finished with exit code 0, means that everything is okay. And if you see this text here, this code here, after the lines with the stars here, this is a sample code that was just executed, and this code was provided as an example from this online development tool. And basically it consists of just one class, and everything in Java is a class. And this is how you define a class in Java. We'll not get into that much, but everything between this open and close bracket is the definition of our class. And this is how you define a method in Java. And everything between this open and close bracket, curly bracket here, is definition of our method. Plus, this is a very special method called Java main method. And this main method is the entry point of our Java application. This is the starting point where the code will start to be executed in our Java application, or in every Java application. This video will not get into all the special keywords here and the naming conventions and how to define variables for the methods and stuff like that. But it's good to know for you that in Java everything is encapsulated in a class, and you can start your Java application from a main method. And there's something more in here. You can see we have this print line method that accepts as a parameter text, or string text, and um, this string text is actually printed here in the console. So you see we use this print line method from system.out. Basically that's the console here, and we say, well, print line in the console hello world, well, or line that have the text hello world, and you see that that's what it does. I'll run this code again, maybe just starting something, because we had this message that connection was lost with the server. So I'm sure that actually this still works. Yeah, it still works. Okay, cool. Let's continue with our tutorial. So we'll do this by copy the first section of our application and paste it over here. And yeah, this will save some time if we just copy instead of typing and brainstorm on it. So this is how you can write comments in your application or in your program. Basically, this is not the code that will be executed. Rather, this is like informational sentence or informational text about what you're doing here, or what this line of code is doing, or this entire section is doing. And this is how you write comments in Java. This is single line comments, the other type of comments as well. We'll not get into that. As a start, you should know that this is how you write the comments. We can write one more test comment, and um, yeah, this is just a demo. So test comment in Java, you can say, and yeah, that's it. And again here, we use this print method from system out from the console to print some text again. And in this case, we will print this text, enter something for a test. So this is like the first thing we will perform in our Java program we write. After that, uh, we will define a variable. Well, this is how you define a string or a text variable in Java, like mentioning the type string and then mentioning the name. We will not get into the naming conventions, and use this sign, equal sign, and then on this side is the value you will assign to this variable. And what we'll do here, we will again use system and then console and then read line. So instead of actually writing to the console, we'll read. So everything that user uh, types in here after this text, we will read, and we'll save to this variable, and then we can use this saved value later in our code. And what we'll do, we'll just print it out straight away in the next line. And you see this is print, and this is print line method, and the difference is that this one performs prints the text, and it leaves us on the same row. So if you copy this line and print something else, it will be on the same row here. And if you use print line, this text will be printed on a separate line, on a separate row here. So that's the difference between print and print line. So let's execute this small program with only this section and see what it happens. And you see this text we wrote down here is printed in the console, and you see we're on the same line. And then we need to enter something. You see this marker here, so it says enter something for a test. Let's write Java, and then you see this value here, text here, whoa, is being printed. And then whatever we saved in this variable, in this case it was Java, because that's what I typed down, and this Java text was saved in this variable and then was used in our next print line statement. So that was our first section. If you see something like that, your program was executed successfully so far, and we're ready to get our next section. Um, Again, we will copy and brainstorm on it before executing it, and it's in this case more of the same. Um, just to reconfirm we understand it, so we again will print something in the console, and it will be in this case enter your first name text, and then we will do again console read line to read everything that user types in, and we'll keep it in this first name variable. again, this is how you define a text variable, a string variable, so a text of type string um, in Java. So basically, this is the variable name, this is the type of the variable, this is how you assign value. Then we'll read um, everything that user types in the console, that line, and after that we'll just print this hi and then first name here. So the value of this variable will be printed straight after the hi state, the hi text. This is how you do string concatenation, or how you merge two text variables in this case. So you have this hi, which is just a text, and then if you say plus, it will be appended. So everything after this line will be appended to this hi uh, text here. And yeah, let's run and see what happens. So we have this line again appearing, and that's because every time we start this application, the execution will go line by line like that. So first this one again, so enter something for a test. So let's type in again Java, then whoa Java, and then enter your first name. So this is a new part. What we'll do, I will write my name in here. I'll type enter, and then it says hi Simeon. So basically this is this line. So you should now understand that everything in this program is executed line after line, and then um, it breaks, or it pauses over here to get input from us here in the console, and it does the same here. But once we um, write some text and click enter, it continues, and once it comes here, it's already the end of application, and it exits with code 0, means everything was okay during the execution. So this was our second section of our application. Now we'll get our third and final section from our application. We'll again copy the code, and we'll paste it here, and we'll again brainstorm and have insights on it. But before maybe one more thing, just to make sure you understand it. So let's append some more text here, and this time we'll just add this sign here and click run. So basically we append hi with this first name variable, whatever we wrote here, plus this sign here. If we click run, and again, just type in test this time. Whoa, test, then type our first name, my first name here, and then you see it's now hi Simeon with exclamation mark. So now we can paste our last section here from our program, and this is like our authentication section. Whoa, let's move this to its place. So this is our authentication section, and it's more a bit of the same. So we again ask the user to enter something, in this case to enter his last name. Then we block here to read his input and save it in this variable with name last name. And then here is how you write if statement in Java. So you need to use the keyword if, and then in open and close brackets is your condition for that if statement. And in this case, we'll check if the last name is equals to a text, in this case my family name. So if last name equals elif, we will perform this print line here, regards boss, and then last name, appending last name to this text, else, or if not, then just print line regards and then last name. So this is how you define if else statement or conditional statements in Java. And this is like if statement because there are other conditional statements in Java. We will not get into details about it now, but basically you should understand that this is the condition we will evaluate, and if that's true, then we execute the code between this open curly bracket and close curly bracket. Else, well, if not, then we will execute this piece of code here. So let's see if we execute our program now, what happens. So again, write something for a test. Okay, we say again Java because it's simple. Then we have for Java, enter your first name. Then I type my first name because I'm honest. Hey, hi Simeon. Okay, to authenticate with our application, enter your last name. So look, I'll enter my family name, and it says regards boss Iliev, and that was it. So now you see, because I entered my family name and my family name was actually equal to Iliev, it executed this line of code. Now let's try something else. Let's add this exclamation mark here. So add some more text to what we will print here, and let's execute the program again and see what if we enter some other family name. Okay, so whoa. Okay, enter your first name. In this case, again, we'll be honest and enter my first name. And then it says, hi, Simeon. And then, okay, to authenticate, enter your last name. Let's say my last name is, well, I won't be honest, and I say my last name is Peter. And it says, regards Peter. So you see, it didn't mention boss. So basically means that it checked that if last name is equal to Iliev, and it was like Peter equals to Iliev, well, that's false, so the statement is false, so we won't enter here, but rather we will enter in this code block here, in this open bracket and this close bracket, and it will print this one, regards, and then Peter. Well, strange last name, but still good for our example. So let's do a fast recap. So this is how you define a class in Java, and everything between this open and close bracket is a class definition. This is how you define a method in Java, again between open and close curly bracket. Everything in here is the method definition. This is how you define main method in Java, very important method. Everything in this method actually will be assumed as our starting point or entry point of our application. Everything in here is executed line by line. This is how you write a command. It's just informational stuff. It can be any random text, whatever you want. This is the way you print lines here in the console. Um, this is the way you read lines and assign it to a variable to keep it for later use. This is how you print line, but also this is how you append text to other text, in this case with a plus sign. Um, um, Here again the same thing. This I think in the last session is the other interesting part, is how you can have conditional statements in Java. In this case, how you can have if conditional statement. Um, and if you have a conditional statement, means that if a condition is true, you execute a part of a code, and if not, then you execute another part of the code. And yeah, basically that was it as a summary. I hope you understand what we did, and I hope you're confident enough to copy this code in your own session of this online development tool, and be able to execute and change texts here. For example, as well, change here to your family name and click run and see what happens. And perform like add commands or any other thing and click run and see what happens. Yeah, and basically that's it from our tutorial so far. And this was our first Java program we wrote, and if you followed me, basically you wrote your first Java program. So what to do next if you want to become Java developer? Well, you can go to this website, for example, tutorials.com Java, or to uh, w3schools /Java, uh, and basically you can follow the tutorial here and learn more about Java, how to set up environment, development environment, basic syntax, object and classes, and so on and so forth. Why this doesn't work? Okay, we have wrong link here. I'll make sure the link is fixed. So, and here basically more the same. So you can follow this tutorial and learn more about Java and use the tools here and train your knowledge. Or you can do that here as well and grow into Java skills, Java programming skills, and become professional Java developer after that. There is another option as well. You can use this one. It's very nice. Educational tool for software, for the people who want to become software developers or programmers, basically. This one also can you can learn Java in here, but you can do it straight away from your phone as well. You can do it on the web online, but you can do it on your phone as well, and it's very easy. You can spend like 10 minutes a day on your phone and learn different programming languages. And I would recommend Java because Java is one of the most used currently, and it's easy to find job, and you can be part of a great team and have fun. So yeah, basically that's it. Check out my tutorial, try this program, um, try one of those tutorials here, or just try this one on your phone and see how easy it is to become Java developer. That was it for me. Bye.